Chapter 21. The Three Paths of Life in the Science World and Earth. In the evolving journey of Earth and the universe, life has now diverged into three distinct paths, each shaping one's destiny and connection to the greater whole. As Earth entered an age of advanced science and global awakening, humanity reached a crossroads. Technology had evolved rapidly, from quantum computing and genetic engineering to AI-driven societies and planetary exploration. But while scientific progress brought immense potential, it also forced mankind to choose how it would apply that power: to uplift, to maintain, or to control and destroy. In this chapter, we explore how the science world on Earth has fractured into three distinct ways of life, each guided by a different set of values and intentions. The good unity, where science aligns with higher truth, ethics, and healing. The normal world, where science is used to sustain peace, health, and legal growth. The way of wrongdoers, where science is corrupted for control, chaos, and greed. These three scientific paths have created entirely different systems of living, each with its own educational focus, technologies, and outcomes. They are not just physical worlds but energetic systems, attracting individuals according to their heart, actions, and choices. 1. The Good Unity Heavens Builders on Earth. This group is made of awakened souls working silently but powerfully to build heaven on Earth. They are guided by higher truth and a deep sense of purpose. Their mission is to heal, help, and save lives, and to prepare the foundation of a perfect world where all beings can live in peace. They are not loud, but their actions are strong and full of integrity. This group is building a better world, heaven on earth, and accepts good lives already legally accepted by the rules of heaven, the better world. They study how to build up a better world only for those who choose to be with the good and never support or connect with those wrongdoers. I recommend you to this chapter. Those living there are more friendly, live peacefully, and have normal, healthy lives. They seem more understanding and help one another. They have their own religion, freedom, independence, and are very polite. Everything seems fine, but they are not considered perfect yet, like missing out on a big piece of infinite information. It takes them time to realize everything, as lives are born as babies to learn and go through life. If you are connected with this group, your life will be transformed. You will see their sacred work and feel called to join, serve, or support their cause. What you do with that invitation will shape your future. 2. The normal world, a path of goodness and preparation. This is the world where good-hearted people live quiet, peaceful lives. They study, work, and follow ethical paths. These individuals choose to distance themselves from chaos and wrongdoing, focusing instead on growth, learning, and self-development. Their goal is to prepare for the better world to come. They live with hope, truth, and kindness, slowly aligning with the higher reality, a future heaven on earth. They try to find cures for sickness caused by the wrongdoers. You will meet with students who go to school, doctors, scientists, teachers, government workers, police, entertainers, those that help daily living to be normal and healthy legally. If you are connected to this path, you will gradually be led to better opportunities, healing experiences, and a life of meaning. 3. The way of wrongdoers, a path to chaos and collapse. This path belongs to those who have chosen lies, power, corruption, or selfish gains. Their actions often lead to public disorder, suffering, and eventually destruction. Though this world may seem busy or powerful, it is hollow and unstable. These individuals become trapped in endless struggles, often becoming tools of darker systems without realizing it. You will meet wars, dictators, gang members, drug dealers, hackers, most of them on the wrong track doing illegal acts, dealing with fighting, drug addiction, sickness, wars, destruction, crimes that debts, steal, rob, cheat, lie, and public work to pay back. If they do not choose to correct themselves or do not pay back debts they owe the public, they will run into madness in the end. Being connected to this path brings confusion, suffering, and consequences. Sooner or later, all wrong actions face judgment. Conclusion. Why the first choice is the key to a better future among these three paths. The Good Unity stands out as the most complete and transformative journey. While the normal world offers peace and preparation, and the third leads to danger and collapse, the first choice actively builds the future, a better, higher world for all who choose good. The Good Unity does not wait for change, it creates it. It does not fight evil with violence, but replaces darkness with light. It does not live only for survival, but for purpose, truth, and healing. This path leads to eternal value, not just temporary success. It protects the innocent, restores the wounded, and welcomes all who are ready to do good, live legally, and walk with integrity. Choosing the first path is choosing to live not just for yourself, but for the greater good. It is the way forward for humanity, Earth, and the universe, a path of unity, peace, and eternal growth. Chapter 22. A second look at the other side of the scientific world. Why many lives, including humans and animals, seek to exit the Earth Science World Project. Many lives, both human and non-human, were not originally meant for Earth. They came from spiritual realms with their own religions, values, and missions. Yet, they were forcibly brought to Earth, where they were brainwashed and programmed to be attracted to distractions and illusions. The perpetrators within the scientific world manipulated these beings, using the false excuse of sharing the world to exploit their goodness. The good beings never intended to associate with such wrongdoers, nor did they agree to share their world. But the wrongdoers twisted the truth to gain control. Despite their harmful behavior, these wrongdoers continued their actions until they were eventually forced to face the consequences, learning through suffering what it means to live responsibly and respectfully. Only when they experienced the hardships of the good lives they harmed did they begin to understand cause and effect. These lives, who once followed sacred beliefs, were born or reborn into human form on Earth. Their first experience was being assigned biological parents who imposed their own religious or cultural beliefs on them. Instead of letting children grow into their own values, parents often indoctrinate them early to avoid their minds being captured by scientific ideologies such as evolution or the belief that humans evolved from monkeys. Discipline in many households often includes violence. Parents, teachers, and relatives justify beatings and emotional punishment by claiming it prevents children from making future mistakes. This belief system extends to education. Children are forced into schools that promise financial success through career paths, but often expose them to deeper harm. Public schools, managed by government boards, are portrayed as paths to a better future. In reality, many become breeding grounds for gang activity, drug use, sexual exploitation, and criminal recruitment. Teenagers are often introduced to dangerous lifestyles, parties, drugs, alcohol, and temporary relationships that lead to trauma and addiction. Under the influence, individuals lose their moral compass and capacity for rational decisions. Society fails to ask a crucial question: what kind of woman allows herself to be mistreated and then expects to settle down with a good man? It also overlooks how language reflects societal decay. Public language often includes vulgarity, slang, and insults. In contrast, higher moral worlds, like heaven or the perfect world, only accept respectful, elegant, and morally sound communication. This is why some good people refuse to learn or use public language at all. They refuse to be tainted by a system so deeply flawed. Many parents are absent, working long hours and socializing with friends, leaving their children to navigate life on their own. Locks are not installed on bedroom doors, or when they are, parents fail to understand that gang members can bypass even electronic locks unless internal security measures are taken. This ignorance exposes children to danger inside their own homes. According to my Healing Lives Winning research, there is a painful truth that mainstream psychology fails to acknowledge, either because professionals have been silenced by political forces or because they have not yet awakened to this critical reality. Even good lives can unintentionally become abusers. These good souls, originating from sacred realms, had pure intentions. But by giving birth into a corrupted and dangerous world they did not fully understand, they unknowingly delivered their children into a system built to break them. These children were not born into safety or peace. Instead, they were thrust into a world of hunger, thirst, physical pain, forced public education, and exploitative labor. Their bodies endured, but their minds became flooded, overstimulated, confused, and burdened, trapped in invisible chains of fear, control, and emotional overwhelm. They were manipulated by secret powers, stripped of their original values, and forced to share the world with wrongdoers who had no rightful place beside them. Worse still, in this matrix of confusion, even good people have been led to unknowingly abuse the innocent lives of animals, believing it is normal to consume their flesh. They eat meat, not out of cruelty, but out of habit and conditioning. Yet this too is harm disguised as tradition. It is another example of how love, without awareness and truth, can participate in cycles of pain. This is not a message of blame. It is a call to awakening, because even love, without wisdom, truth, and protection, can lead to harm. Modern psychology does not teach this. It does not prepare parents, nor shield children, or animals, from the matrix of suffering. That silence has cost generations their peace, their mission, and, in some cases, their very identity. This truth is part of the proof. It shows how I exposed what others would not, how I brought light to what was hidden, and how, through this work, I have helped and won the hearts of many good lives who now see the world more clearly and choose to heal, awaken, and rise. The foundational structure of the scientific world is deeply flawed. From its very inception, it has supported wrongdoers and created a system that tolerates sickness, war, exploitation, and the trafficking of young lives. These children are used in war zones, laboratories, sex work, and forced labor, often without any way to escape. There is no emergency exit from this constructed world. The truth is this: humankind is not a species, but a programmed code, a control mechanism within a simulated matrix designed to trap and manipulate consciousness. This world operates like a 5D video game, where lives are tricked into believing they have freedom while being enslaved by invisible rules. Even well-meaning parents and teachers unknowingly contribute to a cycle of abuse, believing they are guiding their children to a better future. You have the freedom to choose, but understand this: right and wrong do not coexist. Just as left and right take different paths, mixing good and evil in one place leads to chaos. Each life has a unique origin, purpose, belief system, and a perfect world they are meant to create. The science world violates that divine order by forcing incompatible lives together. Ultimately, the scientific world is a trap. It collects wrongdoers and those who support them, keeping them locked in endless suffering. There is no such thing as perfect, good parents or gods who would design a world filled with aging, illness, madness, and meaningless suffering. The only logical explanation is that this world is a place of judgment, a final test where every soul must account for their actions. Wrongdoers who ignore warnings, betray good people, their spiritual beliefs, and even me, someone working to heal and protect lives, will face long-term consequences. Their fate will be sealed, locked in time. Reincarnation will no longer be an option. They may be reborn without memories or trapped forever in a reset of the scientific realm, unable to change their past. In this world, enemies, victims, and fellow wrongdoers will remain beside them, continuing cycles of suffering. They will be forced into public labor or punishment until their debts are fully repaid. This is the harsh reality of ignoring truth, integrity, and the call to build a better world. If you seek to discover the secret society behind the scientific world, be warned, the price is steep. Aging, sickness, memory loss, and the stripping of your identity. You may return as someone else with no memory of who you were. They use metaphorical masks to hide their true identities. Inside the science world, you may never know who controls it. Can you break through the illusion and see the truth? Remember, in this earth science world, every day, something you dread or fear will eventually come to pass, because the system is built that way. Chapter 23. The Matrix is real. A constructed illusion disguised as normal life. There exists a hidden system, a carefully constructed reality that most people never question. From the moment we are born, we are taught to accept this world as it is, its rules, its pain, its suffering, as normal. We are trained to go to school, to work, to consume, to obey, and to chase illusions of success and happiness. This system is not physical. It is mental, emotional, and spiritual. It is the Matrix. The Matrix is made of laws that were never voted on, values that suppress truth, and norms that reward conformity over consciousness. It feeds on obedience and distracts with stimulation. It controls through fear, programming people to avoid discomfort and seek approval. Most of humanity lives within this grid without realizing it, fighting to survive, compete, or belong, not knowing they are participating in a machine that was never designed to set them free. From early childhood, individuals are conditioned to follow. They are placed in institutions that shape their minds with obedience, strip away their creative spirit, and teach them to fear failure more than they desire truth. They are told what to believe, how to behave, and what to value, even if it breaks their bodies or silences their hearts. By the time they reach adulthood, many have forgotten their original self. They become products of programming, not beings of purpose. But beneath the surface of routine and expectations, a deeper voice calls, one that remembers freedom, innocence, and truth. This voice belongs to the soul, which has always known that the world should be better than this. It senses that the pain, the hunger, the injustice, the environmental destruction, and the exploitation of animals are not signs of progress. They are signs of a system built on distortion. A system that uses normal to hide what is unnatural. Waking up from the Matrix. The path to true liberation. To awaken from the Matrix is to realize that much of what society taught you was a lie. The pain was not necessary. The suffering was not sacred. The roles you were given were not chosen by you. The world you were forced to live in was not aligned with love, wisdom, or truth. It was shaped by control, fear, and power. Awakening begins as a quiet discomfort. You start to question why the world rewards cruelty, why peace feels unreachable, and why the innocent suffer. You start to notice that institutions built to help actually trap, that systems built to educate actually program, that foods promoted for health harm the body, that relationships built on need are often disguised forms of control. These observations aren't symptoms of confusion, they are signals of clarity. Once the illusion is broken, you can begin the process of liberation. But it is not easy. The Matrix resists your awakening. It will shame you, isolate you, and tempt you to return to sleep. It will offer comfort in exchange for obedience. But those who choose truth over illusion, clarity over comfort, and responsibility over ignorance, begin to reclaim their inner power. They become creators, not followers. They break the cycle of harm. They live in harmony with nature. They choose love that is based on awareness, not fantasy. They protect animals, respect the planet, and raise children in freedom, not fear. These awakened souls are the leaders of a new reality, a reality not based on survival, but on healing. The Matrix is not eternal. It is an artificial design that falls apart when people stop believing in it. Every soul that chooses truth weakens its grip. Every act of love, every moment of clarity, every courageous step toward freedom breaks a piece of the chain. This is the beginning of a new world. One where peace is natural, life is sacred, and truth is not hidden. It is lived.